What up, what up, what up? Hey, everybody, hope you're doing well. Hey, I just want to let you know, I know everybody can't always support and donate to the podcast, but hey, if you can do a one-time donation, I put up a Buy Me a Coffee link in this description of the podcast. So if you go to the description of the podcast, it'll be at the bottom, and you can just go to that link, and you can buy me a cup of coffee, or two if you want. And that would just help support the show, and I can wake up a little bit more and bring you more info. So thanks for listening to the podcast. If you can donate, that would be much appreciated. And let's get on to the show. What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Lockdown Universe, home of the bizarre, peculiar, and unheard of stories of UFO legend and paranormal lore. Welcome back, welcome back. Happy to be back. Hopefully you guys are doing excellent and taking care of yourselves. So as I said, today we've got a lot of stories to cover, and we're going to cover them today. So what we got is a scary, not scary, I don't know what you want to call it, but it is a grim warning from a congressman after viewing classified UFO footage, who states that this alien technology could turn Earth into charcoal briquettes. This is the story of Representative Tim Burchett from Tennessee, a Republican representative, who states that humanity, quote, can't handle this information. Now, he's not saying don't release it. He's actually saying 100% release the unredacted files and just rip the Band-Aid off, as he says. So I actually watched the interview with him, and it's really, really interesting because this guy is on the inside. He actually gets the inside info. So what he states is that they can travel light years and at speeds that we haven't seen. They have physics they defy physics as we know it. They can go underwater. They don't show a heat trail. These are things that are vastly out of our league. He's a sitting member on the House Oversight Committee, which held hearings about potential threats and unexplained UAPs. He states, we can't handle it. And during his podcast appearance about this alien tech, he says, we couldn't fight them off, even if we wanted to. He says, that's why I don't think they're a threat to us, or otherwise they already would have shown that. So this representative, I believe he's like 58 years old, seems to be a pretty legit dude. His comments came after whistleblower David Grush. Now, I know everybody's heard about David Grush, but what's really cool is that this is coming from representatives within the government now. This isn't just like a whistleblower that came out that's like not sitting anymore, not in the military anymore. Not to say that Grush wasn't in the military, wasn't part of the contractors, anything like that. What I'm saying is somebody sitting in office right now as a representative of Tennessee is stating with clear conviction that we do have aliens and we do have alien tech and that we can't handle it, but we should just release the information so that the American public can know what's going on and deal with it. He says we're trying to gather as much information as we can, and frankly, a lot of the individuals are fearful of their jobs and fearful of harm coming to them. Now that's Marco Rubio saying that. He says he goes on and he talks about putting the pieces together of basically the conspiracy, but not coming to any conclusions. See, these guys, they're worried about their jobs, of course, right? They got to worry about their livelihood and their families, but they are saying that there's a lot of information that's being withheld from us and that could come out into the public eye without compromising national security. Because what is really national security, right? It's the security of a nation, to keep the nation as one cohesive whole and as a running unit. One could make the argument that giving this information out to everybody, that a lot of people might not be ready for it, might compromise national security. Would it compromise our military national security? Probably not, um, because they don't have to release all of the alien tech that they have, right? They could give us something. They could give us a little bit. They don't have to give us everything because you know they won't. It's just the way that the governments work. They're not going to give you all of their secrets. That would be national security compromise, but they could say there's aliens. So this is Representative Burchett's goal is to get this information out there. He says just release the files, the unredacted files. He states that the government has been covering up their known reports that they've been collecting about UFOs since 1897. Man, you know how long ago 1897 is? There's tombstones in the cemetery down the street from me that are in the 1800s. Jesus Christ, man, come on. We got to get over this secrecy. And that's exactly what Burchett is saying. If you watch his interview, it's pretty cool. He's just like, enough with the secrecy already. Just release the unredacted files and let the chips fall where they may. This dude is putting his reputation, his job, his security for his lifestyle and his family on the line. He's saying, look, he basically saying, I don't care about my job. You guys need to do your job and release the information if you guys are being representatives of the people. So I give him much praise, much credit, because, a lot of these guys, are just going to keep quiet. Um, he says, when it comes to visual proof, the American public has remained in the dark. He says that, there's so much visual proof. The greatest source of proof is from the U.S. military and the pilots that have seen it firsthand. There's multiple occasions where I've talked with pilots, the best pilots around the world. If you talk to some of the best pilots in the world, they tell you that they've seen these objects, and when they do report it, they get interrogated for up to 8 hours or more, and it blemishes their record, and sometimes they get sent off of flight duty, which I'm actually going to do a podcast about an Alaskan airline pilot who got kicked off of his flight duties and got a desk job for 4 freaking years. So, what these pilots are telling Burchett is that they're crushing, destroying the video evidence, if there is any, that they capture of alien craft from their recorders, because they don't want to have to answer to these black ops guys. They don't want to have their careers threatened. They don't want to have their lives threatened, because that's what ends up happening. These Marines, particularly for some reason, are getting their lives threatened by these black ops guys if they even encounter an alien craft or a supposed alien craft. I mean, it's just entirely bonkers. And he said Burchett said it's common knowledge amongst these military pilots that there's been a ton of near misses with UFOs and alien craft. He says we've got $50 million of aircraft and some of the best pilots in the world who are risking their lives. Why would they lie about it? Honestly, all they're going to do is catch hell from their superiors. He says just release the files, the unredacted files. So we do have somebody in our corner. It is Tim Burchett. He's not the only one. Marco Rubio, who ran for president, is also on our side. He wants to release this information. He says 99% of it could be released, and that was like a month ago, or maybe a couple months ago. So this stuff is like slowly coming out. It's interesting. It's awesome to see these folks coming forward and saying, "Hey, we can do this, man. We can do this." But it's got to be a group effort. It's got to be done by the people who have the information, and the information's just so compartmentalized, we might not get all of it. But at least if we can get the stuff that the representatives have, I think a lot of us would be happy. The more we get, I think the more content we'll be. So that's what I have to say about Mr. Burchett. Great guy, representative, seems to be on our side as ufologists and wants to get the information out there. So will he get it out there? Hopefully. He continues to push for our cause, and Rubio as well. He deserves all the praise for standing before the press and talking about it, just talking about these meetings. And there's other reps as well that have come forth, and I've talked about them on other podcasts. So keep the faith, keep strong, know that this stuff is coming. It's slow, but it is coming, and we're getting more and more information by the day. I have a really interesting podcast coming up next. The way that these get published, you might hear the other one first, but it's about an Alaskan airline pilot that got kicked off duty after he saw something amazing. You'll have to tune in to hear about it. Anyway, guys, take care of yourselves physically, spiritually, emotionally. Follow through on those hobbies and goals and dreams. And as always, continue to question the universe around you. Until next time, guys, take care and Lockdown Universe out.